Good morning, people. I'm back. Alright, it's getting close to vacation time. We're closing down on the end of it, people. So, got a little Beach Boys playing in the background. This is Kokomo on the old steel drums. So you can think about taking a little trip maybe to the islands. A little place called Kokomo. Now, of course, if you're going to the islands, there's probably going to be some sharks out there in the water. So, where do sharks like to go on vacation is the question. Where do sharks like to go on vacation? Anybody think they got it? Finland. Finland, you get it? Finland. Alright. And the second one, what do you call seagulls that live near the bay? If you're going to go to the Bahamas or Kokomo, you're going to see some seagulls. If they live near the bay, they're called bagels. Bagels. Alright, so there we go. Let's get after it. Then we can get back to Kokomo here in a minute. Alright, so the divide rules for integers. Okay, we talked about the multiply rules. Divide rules are exactly the same as multiply. Rules. So the divide rules and the multiply rules are exactly the same. Okay, no difference at all. So let's just review real fast. If they have the same sign, okay, if you divide in problems and in those problems they are the same sign, you are going to get a positive quotient. Alright, so that means if you do a positive divided by a positive, you will get a positive quotient. Okay? So if you have a negative divided by a negative, you will get a positive quotient. Alright? So if they got the same sign, you get a positive. That brings us, of course, to what happens if they've got different signs. Alright, if they've got different signs, guess what? Just like with multiplying, you get a negative. Of course, in this case, you're going to get a negative quotient, since we're talking about dividing. Alright, so let's say we've got a negative divided by a positive. Alright, what's the quotient going to be? Well, that means that's going to have a negative quotient. And what about if it's the other way around? And you've got the positive number on top and the negative number on the bottom. If you've got a positive divided by a negative, that's going to give you a negative quotient. Okay? So, again, multiply rules, divide rules, exactly the same. If they've got the same signs, you get a positive quotient. If they got different signs, you get a negative quotient. So, I'm going to slide that where we can see that still here for a minute. Okay. Let's see if I can straighten that out just a hair. Okay. Now, let's talk about some problems. Okay. So if we just do a couple plain old problems here. So let's say we've got negative 72 divided by negative 8. Okay. So if we've got a negative divided by a negative, okay, that's going to give us a positive quotient. So negative 72 divided by negative 8 is positive 9. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this way. Let's say we've got negative 32 divided by 4. Okay, so since I've got a negative number here, okay, and I've got a positive number here, a negative divided by a positive is going to give me a negative quotient. So that would give you negative 8. Alright, so that's, that's the basic part of it. If we get to some of these ones where you've got a variable, alright, so let's say x is negative 45 and y is 9. Okay, so of course that would look something like this. we would do, this would be number 3. Negative 45 divided by 9. Okay? So it might give you that, a little problem. It might be that x divided by y, something like that. Alright? So you put the negative 45 in for x. You put the 9 in for y. You substitute those in. So again, we're going to look back up here, and we saw again, if we've got a negative divided by a positive, that's going to give us a negative quotient. So negative 45 divided by positive 9 is negative 5. Alright. Now, there's also some stuff in here that's going to talk to you about getting the average of a set of numbers, okay? So let's talk about the word average for a minute. This has not been your average school year, that's for sure. Been a little bit weird, hasn't it? Alright, so average in this case, of course, means you're going to add up all the numbers and divide by how many there are. So when you add up all the numbers, we're just going to say get the sum of all data. Okay, and you know sum is the add word. Okay, it means add, or the total when you add. So add all the numbers up, so get the sum of all the data and divide by how many data you have. So if you got 6 numbers, you add up the 6 numbers and you divide by 6. If you got 10 numbers, you add up the 10 numbers and you divide by 10. So let's try one. Alright, so let's say you got these temperatures. So we had one day that was negative 4, one day that was 0, one day it was 10, one day it was negative 2, one day it was 4 degrees, and then you had another day that was 0. Okay? So, the zeros of course don't count, so you scratch them out. The negative 4 and the positive 4, they make a 0 pair. So, let's let that a little bit better. So the negative 4 and the positive 4, you can cancel them out because they make a 0 pair. Okay? Then all you've got left is 10 plus negative 2. So going back to our adding rules, if we add those up, okay, they've got different signs, so it's really like subtraction. So 10 plus negative 2 is 8. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 divided by 6. And so 6 would go in there one time. And then you would have 2 left over, so that'd be 1 and 2/6, which you could reduce to 1 and 1/3. Alright. So, average again means you add up all the numbers. Okay. If I did add them all up and not cancel this, and positive 14.
That's my positive number. Again, if I did it that way, they've got different signs. And when you got different signs, you subtract them. So 14 minus 6 would have just given me 8. And you still do 8 divided by 6, which would give you 1 and 2/6, which reduces to 1 and 1/3. Alright, so that's about all there is to it, okay? So remember, the divide rules and the multiply rules are exactly the same. So if you know the multiply rules, same signs give you a positive, different signs give you a negative, okay? Same for division. So here we did a negative divided by a negative as a positive. Here we did a negative divided by a positive as a negative. Here we did a little variable problem where you're evaluating by putting in the variables here. So if you got x is negative 45 and y is 9, again that's a negative divided by a positive, which gives you a negative, okay? Don't forget to do the average. You add up all the data, divide by how many you've got. So add them up. Make sure you use your add rules. If they got different signs, that's when you really subtract them. And then
divide by how many data you got. And that's how all that stuff works for dividing integers, people. I hope you're going to have a great day. If you're going off on vacation sometime soon, I hope you don't see any sharks, but maybe you might see a seagull by the bay. And remember, a seagull that lives by the bay is called a bagel. I'm getting ready to go eat some bagels right now. So hope you have a great day, and let me know if you got questions. Email me at dreid@davidson.k12.nc.us. Hasta la vista, sayonara, and peace out, homies. Ciao.